What it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel. I wanted to show y'all how to get those Brent Faiyaz, Bryson mainstream R&B vocals. Let's get to it right now. The full mix breakdown. Okay, if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and drop more video suggestions down below. Okay, so let's go. This is a full mix breakdown I did for a dope artist named RJ Melody, and I'm gonna drop the link to his page down below.
Baby, don't you get like that emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me. Baby, don't you get like that emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me. Baby, don't you be like that.
Think I'm falling for you, girl. Falling for your love, I think I'm falling for you, girl. Don't know why you trick us, I be falling for you, girl. It's something about you, baby. You drive a nigga crazy. Think about you on the daily. Matter of fact, I want some, baby. Yeah, falling for you, girl, and you know what you do to me. Open up my heart, give all of me. I wanna hold you, baby girl, I want you closer. I just want you to come over, yeah, baby.
Baby, don't you get like that emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me. Baby, don't you get like that emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me. Baby, don't you be like that.
Okay, so that's the whole song, and we're gonna break that down right now. So the most important thing is, you know, the master fader, what I was doing. You know, I actually used a little bit of the Weiss plugin right here. I used the Weiss EQ MP. I used it for the oversampling. It has a very beautiful way of where I didn't even do no EQ, but it kind of just made the whole mix like jump up a little bit, sound a little bit more modern. And that's the thing about guys like Bryson Tiller. You know, I really like a lot how Bryson Tiller mixes like the throwback tone and texture of a lot of old songs, but he brings in that new school swag. So the way I did that is by opening up the Weiss EQ, and I literally did not touch anything. I just used it for the oversampling.
Baby, don't you get like that emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine.
So I'm not necessarily sure if this is oversampling or just some of the saturation. I know the Weiss plugin was like a digital actual mastering type of thing like that. That's the light version, but there's another one which is like the Weiss EQ1 or something like that, and that has like a very clean type of bubble bath type of sound to it that I like a lot for R&B music. After that, I used the Puig Child 670, and we just did a little bit of compression. I like this because this brightens up the mix, but most importantly with this threshold button, I like to use this to like make the whole mid-range come forward because it has a little bit of that tube saturation.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me. Baby, don't you get like that.
So mostly getting most of my output volume from something like the Fairchild. You know, the output is giving me 3 dB. I use the time constant of 6. Not that I'm doing too much compression, but most importantly, it's just really starting to nibble on the overall mix and everything, and it's giving me some brightness out of the gate. So that's usually a great thing to do. Maybe you might want to pick some analog model plugins just to let the mix run through, and it will kind of already put you in a situation where the R&B type of song is kind of already a little bit bright. You know, it already got a little bit of that light bulb shining on it, just a little bit, right? But it, you know, it's getting me in a good starting place where I'm not gonna have to try to do a bunch of boosting EQ on my 2-track beat and all that stuff like that, because I understand these analog plugins and that they can add brightness in a very musical and smooth way. You know, after that, I used another tube plugin, which is important for me, the pull tech, just letting it run through. You know, paying attention to my pattern, just letting it run through. And I like the pull tech, gives a little bit of chest, a little bit of body to all the 808, the kick, and just everything, you know?
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me. Baby, don't you get like that, emotional. I just wanna.
So you got to understand your tools as an engineer. Okay, the screwdriver, it's good for, like, you know, a situation where you have like one of those screws, you feel me? A hammer, you take that, you bang that on the nail, you feel me? So I understand if I want a little bit more bottom, a little bit more size from the whole mix, I went with something like a pull tech rather than touching the 2-track beat or anything, and that made the 808 and everything just hit harder. Okay, after that, I used the clipper. So I just only did about 1 dB, and the clipper is generating a little distortion. It's mostly working on that kick and bass, just getting us the song nice and fat. That's the thing about R&B music. Like R&B and hip hop, the lines have always kind of been blurred a little bit like that. And you know, with R&B music, people who like to listen to rap music also listen to R&B. So we still expect that when you put these songs on a playlist that they're still banging hard, just as hard as that trap song. We was in the trap getting, you feel me? It's got to bang that hard. So I'm understanding I'm bringing in that size, that body, a little bit of aggression, and most of the smoothness and the swag, the musicality is going to come from how I process the vocals. All right. So the clipper is bringing in some very transparent distortion. I like using this plugin, limiter number 6, to get that.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me. Baby, don't you get like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that.
So back and forth A-B between the clipper. Different clippers will react to the material differently, but I like this one because now you start to hear the envelope of the kick and the bass is starting to change. So that's a great way to make the beat hit a little bit harder when you don't actually have the 2-track, you know, the stems and all the individual stuff. You got to go about your master fader a certain way. Okay, if I want my bass to bump a little bit more, maybe I might want to put a pull tech and just let it run through, or I might want to just clip, you know, put a little clipper on my master fader, knowing that most of the energy of the beat is gonna be the kick and the bass, so it's the clipper's gonna be working on that. All right, and last thing right here is the master fader that we have right here, the OZONE preset, which is just a little bit of top, the white in the top, a little bit of exciter.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that.
So most importantly at that point, of my whole mastering chain. I understand I done already made everything hit hard, everything feel good, but the guitar is starting to feel like they're getting neglected a little bit. So I used a little bit of that stereo widener up in the higher end to, kind of do like a little bit of stereo spread to the guitar. So now you can hear the guitars a little bit better, and also bringing a little bit of that mid-range bite from the saturation. All right. So this is like my starting point with that mix, right? And the most important thing too is let's look at the lead vocal that we have here. So this is a very, very dope vocal that he brought in for me to mix. And of course I used something like the TubeTech CL1B. I love how this plugin sounds, not mostly for the compression, but mostly for the way it saturates. You feel me? That tube has a beautiful way of just glowing, right? So I want brightness in a smooth way. Baby, won't you be like that? I want to catch the listener's attention in a very sexy and seductive way. So that's why I use something like the CL1B, understanding the properties of it. Also understanding the CL1B thickens up the vocal a little bit because of those tubes it has in it.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me.
So, I'm using that essentially as like a Crayola crayon. You feel me? I understand that this whole mix is kind of like a coloring book, and I see a frog, so I'm going to use the crayon green to color in it what I feel like is appropriate, the appropriate tone for the song. After that, we had a little bit of EQ just rolling off some bottom. I heard a little bit nasty frequency, so I just notched out 2 of them. I usually never do more than 2 notches. Anything more, when you start slicing in sushi chef, ninja, samurai, warrior, karate chopping, the mid-range is gonna make it sound hollow, and the mid-range is usually like the heart of the vocal and everything. Okay, so I'm gonna just start the whole chain. We're gonna bypass everything in and out. Oh yeah, so far this is just like the EQ as well as the compression.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me.
And most importantly, this too, right? This little high shelf boost is like me being like a cameraman. I'm trying to get my lighting right. It's like when you got your iPhone, you're like, hold on. Let me move over here to see if I can get a better picture, right? So what I'm doing is I'm taking the high end and I'm pushing it into my de-esser, kind of like boosting and cutting. So that's the situation where I'm angling my high end into the de-esser.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do.
All right, dope. After that, we have the C4 pop vocal preset, and they know I love this pop vocal preset. I love the way it just opens up the doors. Hello, good morning. The store is open. It opens up the mid-range. It makes everything sound a little bit more brighter, detailed, and lifted in an R&B vocal like this. So I love using that pop vocal preset.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you.
All right, so I'm gonna start picking it up. I'm gonna start moving because this video could become really, really long type shit. So let me ask you guys, do you like when I let my videos be super long, or should I just make them like, pick up the pace just a little bit, you feel me, type shit? Because I know definitely I could entertain y'all for a whole 30 minutes and y'all gonna watch the whole thing, but I just want to make sure that like the video don't drag on too long type shit. But this is a dope song. Okay, after that, using the Neve 88RS, I love this channel strip because it's very warm. So that's why I picked it, and I did a little bit boosting EQ, just a super bright airband. I love using this for all the way to 15K type of airband, and I did do like a little low shelf, so I'm boosting the top and boosting the bottom, and I did hear a little I'm sick COVID-19 frequency in the mid-range. I chew, bless you frequency, so I cut that out.
Baby, don't you be like that, emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't make you perfect for me.
All right, next plugin is the RVOCs, bringing in some size, some body at that point. And I think that was really important for him on the hook because I wanted to get some presence. My 808 was already knocking so hard, and I did not want the bass and the kick to be, you know, like a little bit aggressive. You remember Nelson from Simpsons? I don't want to be an aggressive bully. You feel me? So I had to let the vocal get a little bit of size and body too to compete with that kick in that 808. You feel me? So I used the RVOX to give it some boldness.
Like that, emotional, I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me.
All right, after that we had the fresh air, just giving like a basic vocal lift, and then also using this de-esser right here. And also the tape. So pretty much I got a little bit of that boost. I'm boosting and cutting, but in a very different way. I'm getting my brightness using the fresh air, but then after that with the J37 tape, that's kind of like serving as a de-esser. That tape is rolling off a little that high end. And I also have an actual de-esser, which is the Weiss de-esser. So let's look at how I'm effectively creating that tone. I'm creating that lush, silky, plush, pillowy, you know, make you want to go to sleep tone with the vocal. I already got the vocal how I want it to sit, right? Dynamically and also like EQ wise, but now it's about creating the texture. So I'm using the fresh air to do that. And the Neve 80 RS, it does have a way of, you know, even though it's the legacy version, it has like a circuitry sound to it that gives me that lush sound I'm looking for.
Like that, emotional, I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God.
All right. And then we had a vocal rider, nothing crazy. This is just like a upwards. It's writing the words upwards. So you feel me? So all the little low singing parts are starting to come upwards. So, you know, that's what I did with this preset right here. Okay, now let's move on to the background vocals. With the background vocals is really dope. I use my pretty standard chain, you know, for both of these is pretty much the same thing. But I use the SSL console, just rolling off some lows, boosting up a little bit of top, you know, kind of shifting most of the energy for the harmonies and the background vocals upwards. And that's the thing that's what you really want to do. You feel me? Like even when it comes to the EQ move, usually like the lead vocal, this is not all the time, but usually the lead vocal will probably have the most low end. And then the background vocals will have a little bit less because the low end energy is the distance. You feel me? The less low end you hear is usually associated with distance. You feel me? So I want my lead vocal to be front and my background vocals to be one step behind, kind of like in elementary school when everybody was like doing follow the leader type shit, right? So me rolling off more bottom on my harmonies is giving it one step back, and then the ad-libs have even more aggressive low end, you know, kind of being rolled off. So it starts to make everything have a little bit of dimension. Okay, so I use the Faraday limiter as well to clamp it down and keep it like very solid and stable, even though it's like that, even though he's singing all over the place. Most important thing for me is to keep that stable.
Like that, emotional, I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't made you perfect for me. Baby, don't you be like that. Like that, emotional, I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine.
All right, so most important thing right here is I heard like a little mid-range frequency. When I'm EQing my background vocals, when it comes to R&B, I always listen to the lead vocal together with the background vocals so I can Elmer's glue, Gorilla Glue, sticky tape, put them together type of situation. You know, I want them to be cohesive frequency-wise. After that, I use this dope plugin, Good Hertz, Toupee, which is like tube and tape saturation, just a little bit of drive, parallel blend. I'm creating a different texture from the lead vocal, which is very relatively clean and warm, to the background vocals, which is now a little crunchy, they like that, you know, type of situation. And then I use the Eventide H3000. I love using this plugin so much. It's dope. It gives me a little bit of stereo spread, and I don't like to use something like S1 stereo imager to get wide background vocals because it can sound phasey. I much rather use like a stereo spread like Dr. Dre and them boys used to use back in the day to just, you know, Jiffy peanut butter, spread that bit.
Like that, emotional, I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad, I cannot, yeah, control you. And if you ever feeling sad, you know what it is you do to me. Your love give me that dopamine. God didn't made you perfect for me. Baby, don't you.
So that's a situation where when I have my two harmonies, I pick which one's gonna be inside and outside. So this is my outside harmonies, and with the outside harmonies, pretty much, bruh, you see like they're spread out just a little bit more than these inside harmonies, yeah. But the Eventide H3000, it makes a difference because with that little bit of pitch modulation, that's what kind of gives it that widening effect. And then also using just a very, very low level eighth note delay gives it even more width. So that's how I approach R&B vocals, background vocals, is I pick which one is going to be the widest element, and then I pick which one is going to be kind of like the inside pocket background vocals, you feel me? So it's just how I'm rearranging the room. I'm putting the chairs on the outside patio, but I'm putting these type of chairs on the inside of the living room so we can sit down. But I'm still gluing them together using that Valhalla plate that I have right here. And let me see, it's just the basic Valhalla plate. It's got a little pre-delay on it. Actually don't have no pre-delay because it's background vocals. And as soon as the background vocal hits, I want the reverb to hit and rolling off a lot of that bottom, all right? So after that, let's move on to the actual ad-libs. And with there was two artists on this song, Dope Enough, and I did like a talent show type of situation where in the beginning I wanted to introduce the listeners to both of the artists. You know, I think it's two artists. But yeah, you know, you hear like one effect and you hear another effect for the other artist. So this is like me being an engineer, being a talent show, being a talent agency, a talent agent, presenting the listener to the talented artist here. Like, hey, yo, this is this dope singer, this is dope rapper. It's gonna be two people on the song. You can already understand it's gonna be two people on the song before the song even start, just be based off of what I did right here.
I think I'm running for you, girl. Running for you, girl. Running for you, girl. Running for you. Think I'm running for you, girl. Running for you, girl.
All right, so really dope right here. We had like a delayed throw on the end of the intro just to give a little bit of that suspense. And we had an Echo Boy on DM2. Let me see what else we had. We had the center to like spread it out a little bit and just a little bit of delay. In auto-tune, so just like a crazy vocal throw chain just to build up a lot of suspense, girl, you know, to enhance that. I also use Lossy. I love using Lossy as my preset, VHS, and Lossy brings in that digital artifacts. You know, like if you download a 2-track beat from YouTube and you put it through a converter, sometimes you lose that quality. So this plugin is actually bringing that in. So it's lo-fiing it, but in a different way, you know?
I think I'm running for you, girl. Running for you, girl. Running for you, girl. Running for you. Think I'm running for you, girl. Running for you, girl. Baby, don't you be.
So building up a lot of suspense, making the listener want to hear more. You feel me? Very aggressive auto-tune that we got going on here. I like the way the Lossy is breaking up the sound of the vocal. And then I just did some aggressive, really a zero retune, robotic auto-tune, kind of like using it as an effect, right? So after that, let's look at our ad-libs real fast. And with the ad-libs right here, we had like a chorus effect, bruh. Because, you know, the Eventide H3000, in general, Eventide H3000 uses like chorus, it uses like delay and stuff like that. It's like a very famous processor and shit, right? So I glued the ad-libs to the background vocals and everything by using a chorus, but a different type of chorus. This is an analog brigade chorus type of guitar pedal situation. So I did two ad-libs, right? One being the clean ad-libs and another one being the dirty ad-libs. So yeah, you know, it gives a nice bit of variety. Sometimes I like to have only the clean playing, only the dirty playing and then stack them on top of each other, and it does like just crazy compounding type of effect. So that's a trick I like to use. So let's look at what we had here. We had a brigade chorus, we had an L1 to make sure that nothing started poking out, you know, especially because the other rapper, he was like singing and stuff like that. So we want to keep that under control dynamically, because the lead vocal is what's doing a lot of this, you feel me? It's doing a lot of that forward and back, and harmonies are doing that too. So let me check this out.
It's something about you, baby. You drive a nigga crazy. Think about you on the daily. Matter of fact, I want some, baby. Yeah, falling for you, girl, and you know what you do to me. Open up my heart, give all of me. I wanna hold.
So most importantly here too, you know, using a little bit of this gate from this, you know, RVOCs to tighten up the ad-libs, and I degraded the sound literally. So this is like me, this ad-lib is kind of gluing to this ad-lib, which is in the very beginning, because this is using a lo-fi plugin, which is Lossy, and then another lo-fi plugin, but in a different style. So, you know, they kind of have, like, Lossy really starts to sound digital, but this one kind of sounds like very warm and analog. This is the Pro Tools lo-fi plugin, right? And we did use a spring reverb on this ad-lib. So, you know, this is like different combinations of way I like to approach R&B vocals. You feel me? Using different reverbs for like that one specific line, then a different reverb for another ad-lib, and just giving them some variety rather than it to feel like a whole just, you know, like with Bryson Tiller, his music has a way of moving you. You know, sometimes it's through the lyrics, sometimes it's through the beat, through the dynamics, through certain notes that he's hitting. So as an engineer, I'm trying to give him a whole variety pack. Like when you go to the store and there's like a box of chips and it say, yo, it got Doritos, it got Cheetos, it got Fritos, it got Ritz in it, it got everything. I'm trying to blend different flavors and different tones for, you know, the ad-libs and everything. So yeah, the only difference between this chain and this chain is the fact that this one has like a phaser right here, and this is very, very low, just something to like smear it a little bit. All right, so the only things that I want to talk about after that is the effects. For my reverb throw, I did have another Valhalla plate right here, and this was pretty important, bruh, because especially for this part right here, I feel like there was a lot of momentum. That's why we did a reverb throw.
For you, girl, it's something about you, baby. Over, yeah, baby.
Baby, don't you get like that emotional. I just wanna hold you.
So just some quick reverb throws to be like, baby, to insinuate those higher passionate notes, giving the listener a little bit more water so you can feel the passion behind the artist. And then we used the, you know, we had a certain times where we did some delay throws on the actual ad-libs themselves. So I used like a half note right here, and I love using this you know, transmitter, because it just sounds like a little bit radio and nasty, and it's a perfect little contrast up against that lead vocal that was smooth and nice and docile. Okay, now this is the twin brother that's bad, that bad adjit in the background, which is the delay. You feel me? So the delay is really like a transmitter. It sounds like a nasty little radio, mid-range, kind of harsh type of thing. And I feel like it's really dope, especially for these like lines right here that just needed a little bit more length, you know?
Yeah, falling for you, girl, and you know what you do to me. Open up my heart, give all of me, baby.
Baby, don't you get like that emotional. I just wanna hold you. And lately you've been getting mad. I cannot, yeah, control you.
Yeah, so it's pretty dope. The only thing I would say after that, that was important here for the effects, I think I had like a hall too. Let me show the hall reverb. I use Capital Chambers, which I love it. It's so dope. The guitar for the vocal, like in the 2-track beat, sounded so organic. So I'm like, okay, cool. I need to use like an organic reverb. I need to use like a nice little organic reverb on my you know, my lead vocal to make it like sound cohesive. So I used the Capital Chambers on default preset with like no pre-delay, no nothing like that. I just really liked how it sounded, especially because I was rolling off a lot of that bottom end, but it just sounded so organic and just so, you know, non-GMO type of reverb. It didn't feel plasticky at all. And I did get a little bit more of density from using another CL1B on parallel. So yeah, you know, and with this one right here, let me talk about this one, this wide plugin. I used the Sound Toys little micro shift, and then I did my trick where I brought in a little bit more auto tune. So I got the sound of more auto tune without adding auto tune by doing a pitch bender with some auto tune behind it. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video here today, me doing this full mix breakdown. We talked about the lead vocal, we talked about the background vocals, we talked about the ad-libs, we talked about the throws and the master bus. So this is pretty much everything that we done touched here today. So I am gonna be doing a full course on how, like with the stems and everything, like the bass and all that R&B, full intricate breakdowns. I got a bunch of courses coming. They are going to be very affordable, very high quality, and I can't wait to put them out. So I just want to say thank you very much for being a great part of my YouTube family. I really do appreciate you guys here today, for tuning in through the whole video, getting how to get those Bryson Tiller, Brent, Faiyaz, R&B, type of effects. How do I like to approach, situations like that? I know I got my subscribers who say, Nick, I'm a singer. You feel me? Like, I want to learn too. I want to learn how to get that singer sauce and everything like that. So yeah, it is a lot of processing, but usually I would just like bounce it down, you feel me? Like to create these little one shots and these little ad libs. If I wasn't doing a YouTube video out of this, you would not have seen all these plugins. I would have just committed it and been like, okay, boom, that's that piece of candy right there. Boom, that's that Strawburst right there. Boom, that's that Skittles right there. And just laid it down. Laid it all down for the listener to enjoy all the different types of sweetness and bitterness, like emotional variety that the singer was giving us in this song here today. So I just want to say thank you very much for being a great part of my YouTube family. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.